Do you remember that court case that took place in 2021 where the Constitutional Court actually affirmed the Western Cape High Court judgment on the issue of a life partner? Yes, life partner in a sense that if you're in a relationship and that is considered to be a permanent life partnership, therefore that particular person could potentially benefit from your estate if you passed on under what we call interstate. Yes. So the court found that the Interstate Succession Act must be broadened to include in the definition of spouse a permanent life partner. Yes, that is getting very interesting. Towards the end of this year, we're expecting that now it's going to come fully and become a law. So those who are actually in relationship, are staying with people, you're cohabiting, which could potentially get you into the definition of permanent life partner. What is the permanent life partner? It's going to be decided on case by case basis. Some of the things that they're going to be considering is, how do you introduce this person to your friends? Do you call this person, here's my wife? When you meet Shilipo, meet my wife. Shilipo, meet my husband. That could be one of the evidence that can be utilized that, yes, you were in a permanent life partnership. For instance, also, where you actually, this person, you both of you mutually supportive to each other. Some of those things could be as an evidence of where you are making each other beneficiaries of things like policies, medical aid, pension funds, you name them. Or for that matter, you're also in a process, who knows, of going to lobola, or you already send letters to say, this is my person. So they were going to consider case by case basis, and this thing as a result lead to an uncertainty. There's an uncertainty around where people are not married, whether you will fall within issue of permanent life partnership. But what are the implications here? The implication is the fact that a permanent life partner could then fall within the definition of a spouse. They can claim, yes, they can claim against your estate if you passed on under intestate. Intestate meaning that you passed on without a will. Maybe to avoid all these things, have a valid will. It's very important. Now, maybe this law will even force you to start doing estate planning and assessing if you've got a valid will or not. So that is going to be a law. Tell me what you think about it. Most of commentators are not happy about this issue. They feel that it's going to be unfair. However, they are also saying it's actually good because some people, especially women, you find that they've been together with this person for years and years. They've got kids together and they can technically meet the definition of permanent life partner, but they never inherit anything upon their persons passing on, because now the family, they might becoming family squabbles. But when you are never married to this person, and legally speaking, that person wouldn't have been married to that deceased, and then they were disadvantaged in inheriting things from the estate. And you can imagine having spent years and years with someone and supporting that person, whether it's home chores or it's moral support, you name them, and you are actually not benefiting. Some of the things that they're also going to consider is how long you have been in that so-called life partnership. But it's not really the deciding factor, as I mentioned, that a case by case will be considered. Of course, also, it could be that, do you guys stay together? So that also is going to be very, very crucial. If you're staying with someone on a regular basis, that also could also contribute to the as an evidence to say, yes, I've been in permanent life partnership with this way. So the permanency of this relationship is going to be decided on the facts that you'll be presenting. But you know what? To avoid all these things, get your affairs in order. Make sure you do an estate planning. Don't ignore things like this, because imagine if there are kids involved and the family squabbles start happening. It could also delay the winding up of your estate. And you know that when this delay it's happening of winding up your estate, the more the wealth actually disappears, because it's going to involve a lot of consultants in order to resolve all these things, and they're going to bill their time and they're going to charge that estate, and that might not be favorable thing to your kids, right? To resolve all these things, make sure that you resolve by ensuring you undergo estate planning. If you want to get married, formally get married. If you don't want to get married, it's okay also, it's your preference, but ensure that maybe you've got a valid will, or for that matter, make sure that you've got agreements in place with your person so that things are detailed, things are clear, what is what between the two of you. I was just sharing this. It's coming later this year. It's expected. So be on a lookout for it and make sure that you bring your affairs, especially those who are staying with their so-called permanent life partners. Good luck.